Hi YouTube and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel and I am the resident tarot reader for this YouTube channel, as well as for the Divine Resolution Tarot business that operates in Minnesota. If you would like to work with me, all of the information will be in the description box down below. This reading is intended for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So if you're watching for an Aries, do remember that this may feel like a message for you about your Aries for the month of February. So just switch the roles however you need to. We're going to be taking a look at the energies of love for the next few weeks. This spread is to figure out, excuse me, what the situation will be that will have your attention the most throughout the month of February. And then we'll do another spread to take a look at you and your energies, your thoughts and your feelings. We're going to see what you're manifesting, as well as what the opportunity is here for the month in love and what your obstacle will be that you will be facing. We're also going to take a look at whatever situation from your past is most affecting the energies for the month as well, because sometimes that is very helpful to know. Now, Aries, you have a lot of cards in the reverse, which is not a bad thing. A lot of people, I feel like, get triggered when they see cards in the reverse, and in all honesty, there are cards that I would much rather get reversed than in the upright, so please don't be alarmed. But this also can speak to different energies that are being blocked, and it's good to take a look at that as well, so that we can figure out what you need to do to be able to manifest the life that you really want, right? And see what's keeping you stuck. So bottom of the deck for you for the month of February is the Two of Cups. So what's keeping you stuck? Love, right? For me, what I'm seeing here right off the bat is that there's probably somebody that you're really interested in, and that's why you're not moving forward at this time. I'm figuring because you're watching a love reading that you're having some issues with your connection, and that's also very evident by the amount of reversals. But I think the thing about this situation is you've probably found your person, or the person that you really want to be with, and it's not moving forward the way that you want. So rather than looking for something new, you're just kind of trying to stay with this connection even though it's not going the way that you're hoping at this time. So let me take a look and I'll tell you what I see, because it looks like there's been an argument here or some sort of lack of communication. The person that you were dealing with, Aries, you may have felt like kept secrets from you or just never really told you what they wanted in this connection, and so that's more than likely what a lot of this blockage is. It's really hard to move on from something when you don't know what you're moving on from, or what it was, or if it's over, right? So it looks like there could have been either some arguing or a situation where somebody ghosted you, Aries, because this Knight of Swords talks a lot about somebody being very impulsive, but it comes from a place of them feeling overwhelmed. So if the situation had been moving along well, then it completely comes to a halt, right? If a situation had been moving along well, somebody could just disappear, when this Knight of Swords comes out in the reverse. This is the kind of energy of something progressing and then suddenly coming to a complete stop and not really having the clarity as to why that happened. Now, this energy that's coming through for you, you could have felt like you had to always fight for this person's attention. This could be the energy of somebody that's rather self-absorbed. This is also somebody with this Knight of Swords in the reverse that is something of a coward, because it's like not only do they lack direction, but it's not coming from the same place as the Knight of Wands. This is somebody who, it's almost like they don't even want to think about something, so they don't. And because they don't think about it, they don't act on it, and so there's a real energy of avoidance coming through with this Knight of Swords in the reverse. Now for you, Aries, moving through this spread, I see the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So somebody obviously was quite indecisive about what action they wanted to take. It looks like because of that, either you removed yourself from a situation or they did, right? Because that is followed by the Chariot as well as the Temperance in the reverse. So as I'm looking at this, there's a real imbalance, and I feel as though you've tried or will be trying very hard to put that back into your life the best way that you know how. Whatever this situation was, it actually brought you some inner conflict. I'm seeing that very strongly. So I feel like right now you're in a place of really trying to address some of your old wounds or some of the things that this connection triggered in your life. Because if you were, for some of you, Aries, you could be dealing with a twin flame or a partner that you have unresolved karma with. And so when that happens, I'm sorry that I kind of was saying one thing and then stopped, but I was looking at this here, that actually it drudges up all these issues that maybe you think that aren't issues, right? So suddenly now you're trying to figure out what's going on. For some of you, you feel as though the person that is ghosting you or that you're not in contact with has committed to someone else or reunited with someone else. You could be dealing with a fire sign, an earth sign. We have air. We have everything but water coming through strongly, but we do have Cancer. So that could be that you have Cancer in your chart, or it could be that you're dealing with a Cancer. I think that your person has been kind of not only indecisive, but I feel like you probably know that they have other options, because we have this Empress coming out in the reverse with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. You could be getting some communication from this person through the month of February, because we do have this Four of Swords in the reverse. So if somebody was not in contact with you, this is the energy of them coming out of their silence or their solitude. I feel like for you though, Aries, you're having a real issue with the person that you're dealing with based on how they've been dealing with the situations in their own life and how it's been making you feel. So even if this person was to come back and talk to you about why they did what they did, it seems as though you still view them as a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is somebody who's very unreliable, or if they're coming in and they're giving you communication, you feel like you can't trust their words based on what you've seen in the past from this person, their actions, right? For some of you, you are dealing with someone who was committed, because we have the Queen of Wands as well as the Empress in the reverse. And so this is very much the energy of being the other person in a relationship. Down here we have the Fool in the reverse, Three of Wands in the reverse, and Justice in the reverse. So to me, I feel as though even if this person came forward and told you that they were no longer committed to someone else, or they wanted to try again with you, you feel like, first of all, they made you wait for a very long time, right? And that probably was not to this person's benefit, because as they're waiting to contact you, you're starting to move on from this connection, even though you don't want to, right? I think if this person would have come back a little bit sooner, it probably would have been better off, because you wouldn't have gotten the ideas in your mind that you're starting to really think about now. You're ready to move past the conflict. It's almost like you're not as emotionally invested in the situation, even though you know you care about this person. Maybe you've stopped waiting for them to come back, right? It's almost like you've gotten into a space where you've given yourself the closure that you needed to be able to move on. And so this person returning, in some ways, it's like you don't want to reopen that old wound. You may feel as though the situation could move forward with them, but you're having a hard time figuring out why this person is back in your life, because it seems as though they took so long that you're like, okay, you've had a whole relationship. Well, I've been waiting for you for this communication, or what is it that you've been waiting for to come forward? Now I'm in a place of having closed this chapter in my life based on how unfair this situation has been, right? So Aries, you're ready to move forward, but through February, this is you really processing this situation based on the information that you have, because it seems like there's still a lot about this you don't know, and that's based on the lack of communication that you've been experiencing from your partner, right? I feel like you'll move forward with or without this person, but I do feel like there's a really deep soul connection here. And I'm also telling you with this Justice in the reverse that the karma between you and this person has not been balanced. There's some sort of life, it's like in your chart that you're supposed to be dealing with this person. So it could be that there's a past life connection here, or that this is a twin and you're trying to balance out karma. For some of you, though, this is a soulmate and you've had different lives with them where you've had issues in the way that you've treated one another or the way that this person's treated you. It's now time for them to come in and try to balance out the karmic scales. What I'm seeing for you, Aries, though, that you may not be aware of is that whatever cycle you were in with this person, that part of your relationship is now over, and there will be something different coming in for you, but it will be from this same energy, okay? So whatever your past situations were, those are something that it's like now this connection has almost leveled up. And that's what I was saying, like this person is seeing you for who you are, or seeing that what the connection really is, okay? Even if you feel as though they've turned their back and they may have been giving their attention to someone else, they're still looking at this connection, and this is being followed by the Hierophant. So for some of you, your person was dealing with a karmic partner and that's why they disappeared, because I'm seeing that they reunited with something that had been very stagnant. And that's part of the reason why they were unable to commit to you or to give you what you wanted. I feel like for those of you that you know your person is somewhere else and you're giving up on this connection, they're not happy wherever they are, because little do they realize the person that they're dealing with is dealing with them out of codependency, and they may not be a faithful person, to be quite frank. What's coming through here is that whoever they're dealing with has actually been putting them through it. And I think it was Aries that I read for before, where I was talking about how if you're dealing with a twin, sometimes they do go back to their karmic partners because they need to experience the things that they've done to you, but it's not your job to teach them that, right? Because that would damage the connection to the point that you can't move forward. So I kind of say that's like being in karmic detention or karmic timeout, where they have to go resolve these issues and have a partner really treat them the way that they've been treating their divine partnership, right? So that they can really gain that clarity and that perspective and be able to come back to you and be a different person than they were when they left. But it's not your job to teach them that, you know? So if you are in a twin flame connection and that's why this is very stagnant energy, please don't try to chase this person. I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're moving forward. But if you're feeling very badly because you don't know what to tell yourself about this connection, that's something that may help you, is to realize that because they weren't giving to you the way you were giving to them, the universe actually removed them from your life so that they could learn more lessons about how, see, that's exactly it, how to treat this partnership, right? Because now here they are really thinking and maturing and growing because of this epiphany. So whatever is happening with your person while you're apart, their whole mentality is being destroyed, right? It's being broken down. And I think that has a lot to do with whatever they're doing outside of your connection. They're starting to see that not everyone is you, right? So let's take a look at the energy for you, your situation, because I think you're very concerned about this person coming back into your life based on the fact that what they've shown you has been less than savory, right? It's like the bad outweighs the good, but you still feel that connection with that Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and that's probably because they're spending a lot of time thinking about you. Oh, that's just what I was saying. I feel like, though, that you're trying very hard not to think about them, right? You're trying to give yourself the closure that they're not giving you. this person too may be waiting for you to come towards them. I feel like that probably will not happen for the simple fact that I'm reading for Aries, and that's not really how that works, right? That's the no communication. You're not wanting to make the same mistakes twice. You don't want to feel foolish and reach out to this person after the way they've treated you, right? Makes sense. You don't reward toxic behavior with your time, right? So you, for the month, Aries, we have the Two of Wands. And that's what I was saying, is that it's coming through. You'll have a decision to make. I feel like you're trying to move forward with or without this person. You're taking all of the actions that you need to take, but emotionally, it seems like you're still a little bit in your feelings as far as trying to figure out what's going on with this connection, or maybe feeling as though no one else will compare to this person, right? Situation is the Five of Swords in the reverse. So that's what I was saying. There's that compromise. That's a person coming in. They're having this epiphany. They're realizing probably the error of their ways. And that'll have you making a new choice, because I think for a lot of you, you had gotten into a space of trying to look at life like, if this person doesn't come back, what am I going to do? Not even in a sense of being like codependent or being so devastated that you can't move forward. But it's like, I think this has been a cycle with you. So you probably expected this person to come back sooner and really start thinking, if this person doesn't return, what will my life look like? You know, how will I move forward as far as like dating, or what will I be looking for? I feel like the both of you have grown a lot in this connection, but the hard part is, you're not who you used to be. And so for you, giving this person a second chance, you've only seen the side of this person that's not very attractive, right? Or that's lacking in integrity. And so now you have to decide, are you willing to take a risk and this gamble to really see if this person has changed? And I feel like with that Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, for some of you, you feel as though that is a huge gamble, right? Based on what that person has shown you. In your feelings, you have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is a situation that you feel as though no matter what you've put into it, you've never gotten back what you deserve. You probably invested a lot of time and energy into this connection. And so if this person is trying to reach out to you, I feel like you're waiting. You know, it's like you don't want to give any more to this connection because you're still waiting on reciprocation from everything you gave last time around, right? So the energy from the past that's most affecting the situation is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. And that's exactly it. This is something that you've already come to a place in your mind where you're like, if this person doesn't come back, I need to start moving forward, or they're taking a very long time. So maybe this really is over this time, right? You've started to move on in a different direction. And now you're having to really rethink this month. Do you want to revisit all those old emotions, or can you really have a fresh start and not bring the past into it, right? How do you go about doing that when this person has left you alone for so long that you've come full circle about the situation? So those are some things you're going to be dealing with this month. Is, do you keep fighting for this connection when you feel absolutely over it? You feel exhausted. Do you bother to integrate this person into your life when they've shown you in the past that it wasn't worth your time, right? Your thoughts for the month are the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So you may be having trouble focusing on tasks this month. If this person is communicating with you, you may feel as though you're moving a little bit backwards, but you're thinking that you don't want to be one of many. You don't want to continue on the cycle that you've been in with this person. You're tired of giving them your power, your time. You're really focused on investing yourself and building for your own future. So I feel like for the month of February, you may even be in a place of ignoring this person if they reach out to you, or just not paying them much attention at all, right? Future manifestation is the Temperance in the reverse. So this card talks a lot about you being in a place of not being able to move on from the ending or the way that things ended, right? You don't want to integrate this person into your life until you know for sure that they've completely changed the way that they operate. With this Temperance in the reverse, I feel like you're being very, very guarded because to you, the situation was over. This person showed you everything there was to see, right? And even if you were moving through it in your own way, or you felt as though it was taking you longer than you had originally hoped, I still feel like you're having trouble integrating this person into your life based on the fact that this is over, and it's coming through very strongly that you would have probably spoken to this person or tried again with them had they returned to you sooner. But now it's to the point where it's almost like they've done something in such a way that it makes you feel like there's no way you can go back to this connection and it's their fault. Okay, so this could be you're watching for Aries and you feel like Aries did this to you, but it's this energy of like, wow, you've made it so that I don't feel like I can come back to you. And for your future, this is you being very focused on yourself and how to move forward, probably making some real changes in your life, right? This Temperance energy is Sagittarius in the reverse. So you could be in the future not reconciling with the Sagittarius with the Death energy, because we go back to the number 13. That does talk about Scorpio energy. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio as well. For you, I feel like you're very worried about your own stability at this time. And you're not willing to go out on a limb for this person and extend anything to them that could possibly rupture what you've built for yourself in their absence. Now, your opportunity is the King of Cups. So this is that water energy, right? Some of you really are dealing with a Scorpio. I feel like your opportunity here is to move up to that next level of commitment or of relationship with the person you're dealing with, even though it seems like you don't want to. For some of you, this is definitely a twin flame connection, because I was reading for the twin flames for February and the divine feminine was very tired of putting in the work when the masculine is always coming and going, right? This is an opportunity to have a reconciliation with this person, but I feel like for the month of February, this is something that you may be trying to actually avoid. Your obstacle is the Page of Cups in the reverse. So this energy here, it talks a lot about forgiveness, and I feel like with Temperance in the reverse, you're going to have a really hard time forgiving this person if they come in and they talk to you about what happened. And that really is the obstacle, is initially opening your heart to this energy again, right? Bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords in the reverse. And that's what I was thinking, is that it could be that the way this person comes in and talks to you kind of pisses you off, to be quite frank, because this Five of Swords energy, this is a compromise, but I feel like there's still some blame here, and this person may be having issues with accountability, right? This person also has a real habit of coming and going, and I feel like when things don't work out in one place, they come back to you. And so that's going to be a huge obstacle here, is you allowing this person to really even speak to you about anything emotional. I feel like you're going to have a really hard time letting your guard down, because you view this person as being a risk to your heart and to your well-being for the month of February. You may be even running this person out of your life for the simple fact that you're just still very angry about the way they handled the situation the last time that you were together or you spoke. Give me a relationship oracle for my Aries. Jealousy in the reverse. And with that Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I feel like this person has been trying really hard to make you jealous, and you're not paying attention, right? Because you're getting into a place where you're not willing to put the work into even wondering what they're doing anymore. So it's making it so that they actually have to reach out to you, right? Jealousy in the reverse, friends, situationship in the reverse, wounded. So you're not willing to go back to what you were doing with this person. because you're not sure if you can see a future with this individual. With the friends and the jealousy in the reverse, I feel like you think that this person, even if they come back and they say that they'd like to be your friend, they still have some sort of ulterior motive, and you just don't really trust this energy at this time, right? Anything else for relationship, liaisons, family in the reverse, situationship in the reverse. So you don't feel like you can build with this person. For some of you, this could have started off as an affair, like I was saying. And so your attitude is like, well, if you cheat on the person that you always go back to, what would you do to me if we were together, right? There's no future for us. What's the end goal here? What's the end game here, right? Tell me about the Friends card, please. Maturity. Yeah, I think this person comes through as having a lot of really codependent energy, and so that's part of the issue. For some of you, with this King of Cups coming out, this could be the opportunity to be with someone new, but the obstacle here is that you're not willing to go out and meet anyone else, right? And that comes from not wanting to repeat the same mistakes over and over, still having some old wounds that you need to heal, and really not knowing what's happening with this connection because the communication is not that great. Now with friends, we did get messages for the clarification on that. So this person could be extending an invitation to you, and just trying to open the lines of communication. And I think that that also may actually make you angry because they're not coming through with the apology that you're looking for, right? All right, let me pull you some oracle cards. And let me clarify. What's the Temperance in the reverse about? Yeah, this person has been really disappointing to you. And I feel like this is just something that you're having a really hard time moving on from the way that they treated you, even if they come back. Tell me about the opportunity for the King of Cups. King of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so the opportunity here is for you to get out of your head about this connection, because I feel like you're trying very hard to be unemotional about this person's offer, but it's looking like what you don't know is there's been some divine intervention here, and that karma is being restored. This person really does want to come in and try to do right by you. But this energy here it's very cold, it's very callous, and it's not willing to talk, right? You have an opportunity here to let this person rebalance the karmic scales. The thing about that is if you don't, and I'm not advocating either way, but what I am saying is that when you have a connection like this where past lives are involved, if you don't resolve that karma, that's going to be something that you have to keep replaying. So that's just something to be mindful of. Tell me about the obstacle with the Page of Cups in the reverse. You know, I think initially you just want to turn this person down so that they can feel the way that you felt for so long. And that's human nature. That makes sense, right? But the hard part about connections like this is that we have to learn how to get over those feelings of like being in a lower vibrational energy and acting on like our past hurts, right? You don't have to reconcile with this person. You don't have to be in love with this person, but you also don't want to get into a space where you're allowing this situation to change your character in a negative way is probably the best way that I can say that, right? So whether you move on or not, you know, just be mindful of like our human traits that are very lower vibrational when it comes to dealing with other people. Those are things like revenge. Those are things like holding on to bitterness when people are trying to apologize. You don't have to be with a person to forgive them and release it from your energy, right? And just be like, you know what, cool, whatever, fine, bye. You know, it's really not about them. It's about you. You don't want to become a toxic person yourself when you're dealing with toxic energy if you're not transmuting it. That is literally the equivalent of drinking poison, right? And waiting for someone else to die. So I think that really you have an opportunity to end a karmic cycle within you and be able to get in touch with your emotions again in a way that allows you to rise above the situation. Okay. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's really what's coming through here. And I think that really will benefit you in the month of February. What do we have? All right. Yeah, that's that divine intervention that I saw with the star. So we have dance. Step into the light, share your gifts and talents with the world. I feel like you've really evolved in this connection, Aries, because we do have this swan. So that kind of talks about the transformation from the ugly duckling to the swan. I think that this came into your life so that it could really open your heart chakra, whether it means you're supposed to be with this energy for the long run or not. This is a new level in your life, and this is a new phase in your life, right? We have clearing, clear the clutter. When in doubt, throw it out. So for some of you, that is getting closure in this connection and just being done with it and walking away. For others of you, this is you releasing the energy of the past in this connection and doing something new with the same person that's coming and talking to you about how they feel, right? We have protection. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. So for some of you, like I said, that is that divine partnership. And even if you're apart, I feel as though you're both holding each other in one another's heart space. And then we have you're being helped. Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see the results yet. So that very much is that energy of the star. That's kind of what I was talking about, where people are removed from your life so that they can go in a different direction and have life kind of kick their ass, right? So that they can start having those epiphanies and that new level of awareness. Spirit is saying if this is a connection that you want, it is being protected and you're being helped behind the scenes. Your only job here is to really celebrate yourself, stay in your power, and to remove anything that seems toxic or lower vibrational from your energy field so that you can vibrate at your highest and really be your best to manifest what it is you truly desire. All right, Aries, this has been your reading for the month of February. I think you do still have a reading up for the last month because I think it went through mid-month. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can go ahead and look at that as well. I'm going to do an extended reading, so we'll take a look at you and the person you're dealing with, the state of your relationship and the main blockage. We're going to look at how they're thinking about you, what they're feeling, and what they truly want. And then we're going to do an all signs reading, so we'll look at every zodiac sign you could possibly be dealing with and what they're really bringing to the table for the month, as well as how it'll affect your life and what your outcome will be. If you're interested in that information, it'll all be down below, and you can just click the link and follow me over there. But if this is where we part ways, I hope you all have a very happy Valentine's Day and good luck with this. I will speak to you again soon, and take care. Bye. Situation is accountability in the reverse, and that's what I was saying. I feel like when this person does contact you, it might be in a way that kind of makes you angry, because I feel as though this person kind of wants to gloss over the past and not really focus on what happened. It's just kind of this energy of acting like everything should be okay when it's not, right? Humiliation in the reverse and smothered in the reverse. So if this person was in a committed situation, it looks like they were not happy with whatever they tried to do with this new beginnings. They've decided to leave that because they're tired of feeling stuck in the situation that they're in. But we have choices and humiliation as well as twin flame. So like I was saying, for some of you, this person is your twin and they've been dealing with a karmic partner.